And welcome back to ABC News Live. We continue to follow the breaking news. Conservative political activist Charlie Kirk has been shot at an event in Utah Valley University, posting an alert saying a single shot was fired on campus toward a visiting speaker and that the suspect is in custody. We know that speaker now, Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point USA. And apparently this was posted on X just earlier today before Charlie Kirk was scheduled to speak at an event at the school. You can see here, well, if we can bring back that post, was that Mike Lee's post or was that Charlie Kirk's post? Okay, Charlie Kirk had also posted earlier on, but Mike Lee here just moments ago saying, I'm tracking the situation at Utah Valley University closely. Please join me in praying for Charlie Kirk and the students that are gathered there. Also, there have been other tweets coming from the FBI. Director Kash Patel saying we are closely monitoring reports of the tragic shooting involving Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. Our thoughts are with Charlie, his loved ones, everyone affected. Agents will be on the scene quickly, and the FBI stands in full support of the ongoing response and investigation. I'm joined by senior White House correspondent Selena Wang now, also White House correspondent Karen Travers, and ABC News contributor and former NYPD chief of detectives Robert Boyce. Okay, Selena, let's go ahead and start with you. What do we know?
Well, we're just getting actually reaction from President Trump. He is posting the following on his social media platform, Truth Social. Quote, we must all pray for Charlie Kirk, who has been shot. He goes on to say, a great guy, genuinely good guy, and a young father. And Kara, it's hard to overstate just how massive of a force that Charlie Kirk is within the MAGA community. He has this massive following online, millions of followers, one of the most powerful and influential MAGA podcasters. He has sway over parts of the president's base, especially with young supporters of the president. He has used his influence oftentimes to back the president in various policy decisions, but he's also been critical of the president as well when it comes, for instance, to the president's handling and his administration's handling of the controversy around Jeffrey Epstein. On his show, he has at times urged the administration to fix the mess by disclosing more information. This is a huge figure within the MAGA circle, within the president's orbit as well. We're continuing to watch that reaction. And in fact, also in Trump's war room on social media, they're also posting, quote, pray for Charlie Kirk.
Also, Attorney General Pam Bondi now tweeting FBI and ATF agent to the Trump campaign. Selena touched on it a little bit, but maybe we can go a little deeper into his sway and influence.
They were targeting them. They were targeting college-age male voters and money into the states to try to get low propensity voters, the people who have a less likelihood of actually turning out on election day. They were targeting them. They were targeting college-age male voters. And those are people that are often credited with getting Donald Trump reelected last year. It was notable, Kira, that after the election, the first event that the president did as the president-elect was a rally with Turning Point USA, a big event out in Arizona, sort of a
You're on mute.
Okay, appreciate it. What's good, D-Love? D-Love in the building. It's good with you, man. This one, it's not really giving facts as far as the shooting. That's why I'm kind of skipping around and shit. Should have looked at the shit beforehand. I do got the other one that talks about as far as the shooter, I guess, that they got in custody as of now.
Yeah. All I know is it was a Caucasian man was responsible for the shooting. I actually seen it, which of course you're not gonna see this on YouTube. But this is something that Charlie does, and as you heard, he targets, college students, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but he has his political views and he shares them with a lot of people. And like you said, he do the 20 v1. He'll take on anyone. To be honest with you, and I don't know if that was what was going on when he was giving his his views to a group of, I believe he was at a college. I want to say it was in Utah.
Yeah, Utah.
And sad situation how after he used the term, violence. I want to say that was the last word he used before he was hit. And that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild. Political influencer, which that term is kind of crazy to me that's even a term. I think
Why is that? Why does that bother you? I ain't gonna say bother you, but why do you feel that way about that term?
it doesn't bother me. It's just, and it makes sense. It makes sense. I would say there's a lot of political influencers out there. There's black political influencers. There's, for both sides, far left, mid right, in the middle even. So D-Love say he religiously disrespected black people, and that's a part of it. I haven't watched a ton, but I've watched enough to know what he was kind of about. I want to pull it up to this one. Let me X that one out. They wasn't really talking about the actual case.
Yeah, I think everybody is entitled. Freedom of speech. That's just the right that you have. I don't think no one should lose their life for it. If you disagree, you disagree.
Yeah.
We can speak on a lot of things that happened to our people back in the day. And I understand how some, African Americans feel. A lot of black leaders was assassinated. Not saying he was a leader, but we're gonna just use the word influencer. But
yeah, he was. I would say he far as leader, I would say to an extent. If the president is doing his first rally after presidency, and his first one is to collaborate with this man, I mean, shoot. There was some pull there in which President Trump did talk about, but let's listen to this here.
Hospital, where he later passed. Political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot in an event at the Utah Valley University. He was taken by private vehicle to Timpanogos Hospital, where he later passed. The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We are working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office, the local police department, and the University Police Department, all of which have been very cooperative and fully engaged in this process. Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. This incident occurred with a large...
Let me run that back. Hold on, man.
He has been booked and identified that he did not match. Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual. This is a tragic moment in our state and in our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who is struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line.
And I see 16 minutes ago they said that the shooter is still at large. So
In addition,
this is from 2 hours ago, but 16 minutes ago, NBC said that still at large. So I just wanted to clear that up.
to that, our partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the FBI, we extend our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. Our thoughts are also with the people who witnessed this traumatic event. We know that what you experienced was very difficult. Our thoughts are with you as well. As soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake field office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to everyone. I know there's a lot of questions. This is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early stages. We are following all the leads and all the evidence. If anyone has any information, please report it to the FBI or local law enforcement. Thank you.
On behalf of President Jimenez, who we've been communicating with, and she's on her way back right now, I say that on behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Charlie Kirk. We express our sincere condolences to the Kirk family. We grieve with our students, faculty, and staff who bore witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the student group Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here. We do not condone any form of violence at UVU and seek to make our campus a safe place for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark and tragic occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team. And again, to the speakers that you've just heard from who are co-leading this investigation. I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been an invaluable partner as this investigation moves forward. I've been in touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel. We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination.
I wonder what his security was like. I wonder, was he protected? And I'm pretty sure it's nothing like the president or anyone, who sits in the White House. But, looking at, viewing the video where it shows the shooting, whoever it was, they had a clear shot.
Yeah.
And, when the camera panned around, you could see the people who was far back turn around and look in a direction of where the shot came from. And it was a quick view. I didn't really see, that much security, but I could be wrong. Like I said, it was quick. So I wonder, how protected was he?
Or how much he thought he needed to be protected, but you know, as these things go, you know, from certain distances, it's only so much security can be had from a certain distance. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if unless there's like a glass, you know, bulletproof glass or something, you know, if he up on a you up perched up somewhere, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Says
You,
says
you,
video
you-
of the incident show Kirk speaking to a large crowd at outdoor. Prove me wrong debate is what it was called. Basically, where he invites students to challenge it, and that's what he does. What was you gonna say, my bad?
no, I was just saying, D-Love said he was literally warned not to go there. And I'm not familiar with where that comes from.
Utah.
But I'm pretty sure any place he goes, he probably gets some type of threat. Because a lot of people
Yeah,
disagree with his political views.
yeah,
So that's not going to stop hardly any politician or, anyone who's dealing with politics and they believe in their beliefs and they want to practice their beliefs and put their beliefs on others who they feel like they can convince them to come on over here with us. They gonna get this word out there just like Jehovah Witnesses will. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't think a threat is gonna stop anyone from going. Look, I'm pretty sure Trump was threatened plenty of times. He didn't care.
oh yeah, yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I thought with the way it was looking, the way it was shaping up for a while, I was like, oh, this might be just an open and shut, and that's kind of what prompted me to be like, hey, let's go ahead, tap in on this, see what's going on. But to have a person, you heard what he said, they had someone, didn't fit the description, didn't whatever, not the person, still took him to county anyway for obstruction, because I guess maybe I don't know. I don't know how that could come about where, you know, we got the person and then we don't got the person. Nah, that wasn't him. That wasn't him. It almost makes me think the dude was like, you know, said he did it, or
Right.
you know, made a post about it online or something, did something stupid to get that obstruction, because they still gonna charge him with something, but it's obstruction. So you obstructed this motherfucking investigation somehow.
Yeah.
What's good,
Wasted
Cupcake?
that time.
Yeah,
I believe what you said is right on point. He probably said, I did it, and he didn't do it. Because they probably said, well, what did you use? What kind of gun did you
yeah,
use? And
yeah.
maybe they already knew the type of gun it was, and it probably didn't match.
Some, yeah, had to be something, because that off the rip, that sound crazy right there. So yeah, at this point, it's nothing. You know, Charlie Kirk shot and killed at Utah event, subject in custody, was released. So I know that crowd got low. That crowd got low. I know the one that I seen, it was like videoing from up above down, and then you know, oh shit, I forget what they said. And then the other dude was like, "We gotta run." I was like, "Yes, run!" Like shit. Yes.
The nigga who said 5 people were gonna be given 1 million each by attending a gather like that, kind of gathering I'll pass. That's more information I don't know anything about. You heard anything like that?
5 people are gonna be given 1 million each by attending a gathering like that kind of gathering. I'll pass. I'll take my 8 quarters up to the Family Dollar. I think she mean more hypothetically, if you know such and such a gathering like that. You know what? And the thing about it is the crowd. A lot of the times, the crowd that he is, you know, placating to um is not fans of him. He's kind of like one of them where he go and the crowd is going to be mixed, and he wants the people to debate him. So that's part of it. So a lot of the people there, they're not necessarily fans of him. He's going to draw a crowd though. He's going to put his tent up. He's going to come and have a sign that say, come one, come all, you know, sitting down here with a microphone. There's a microphone right there in the crowd, and back to back to back to back, just debate on every single thing there is as far as diversity, equity, and far as welfare, far as you know, all of these topics, abortion and all this. You know, that's what he does. He's an influencer, but he's political. So it's, you know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Nikki. New. I figured out what you're saying. I think my question is now is, you know, they speak of Trump. You know, they say Trump pretty much, you know, fuck with him in that way.
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe he was doing this for Trump? Not in the sense that Trump asked him to do it, but he believed in Trump political views in a sense. Do you think he was somehow connected with Trump to have him doing this, or this is something that he decided to do on his own?
What do you mean, as far as going this social media route?
Yeah, what he was doing prior to his untimely demise, like
right.
Yeah.
I think it's him. Like, I feel like he really believes in what he's saying, and we can actually go and listen to some of the things, because I've only really seen him on shorts and reels, like real snippet, like 1 minute videos of him just breaking some shit down and telling how he feel type shit in a real direct manner. He sits there. He's not, he doesn't, you know, he's not very emotional. He's just gonna sit there, and I've seen him get, you know, amped up, but he's just gonna sit there. He's gonna listen, and he's gonna try to twist your words against you every single time.
Yeah.
And he had to been in some kind of debate class, because he
Yes.
he's good at what he did. You know, not saying that I agree with what he was saying. I'll just say what he was doing, he was good at, just, you know, taking people off of their square as far as people's standpoints, and you know, flipping narratives and making things hard to debate, basically. Even though a lot of the shit, it ain't really hard to debate, but he gonna make it sound good though.
Yeah.
He gonna make it sound good. But yeah, as far as the case, I don't know if I'm gonna keep this tab up. This other one that I got the articles up, or as far as CBS. But I kind of wanted to just, I guess, show a little bit of what he did do. And I don't know, Boss brought this up. I had a different title. We don't know if his rhetoric is why he got shot. That's the first thing that comes to mind, is that what he did is the reason why he got shot. And I could run with that. We could run with that. And that more than likely is the truth, people. What you got, Bob?
Nigga, you say this garbage just fascist propaganda? You want to elaborate on that?
Oh, okay.
We talking about a man who just, you know, lost his life. I just want to make sure I understood.
Well, I think she talking about what he would promote is what I kind of how I took it, like what the things he stood on. It's just that far right, you know, that shit on. You got the far left and you got the far right. You know, what's the far left is socialism, the far right is fascist or fascism, however you say it. It's just two different wings of the same body. But I kind of wanted to play this. Hold on. Oh, D-Love say she like, yeah, you know, boss man, he gonna, hey, yeah. Yeah, I think it's interesting what he does, or what he did, past tense at this point, because it's just, you know, I don't see anything wrong with what he was doing in itself, in the general sense, far as you have a point of view and having people come up and talk to people, and as long as it's respectful, it's one of them things where I don't see nothing wrong in that. But you know, when I play this, it might. Let me see.
Yeah, he passed away, Nikki knew. He's no longer living.
Oh yeah, that is very true.
Yeah, the only reason I asked, it wasn't nothing towards you, is, you know, I seen some people speaking ill on him, and it was, that man's body wasn't even cold yet. And I was like, wow. And it was his own people. And I was like, damn. Okay, because I heard about him. I didn't study him. I didn't follow him. But of course, after this happened, you know, YJ sent me some videos to give me an idea of the type of person he was, what he believed in, and things like that. And I'm saying, like, regardless of what this man thought, y'all shouldn't be speaking of him like that. Like, he's dead. He's dead. You feel what I'm saying? And, you know, I never had the time to build up any feelings towards him to say I don't like him, because I didn't know him. You know what I'm saying? So, but now that I'm getting an idea of who he was and what he believed in, okay, I can understand why some people did not like him. So, you know, that is what it is. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
I did have a question. Something I don't find very interesting about you, something I find kind of repulsive, is that I believe you said that the Civil Rights Act was bad and that we shouldn't have that.
Okay, well...
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't like you as much as Charlie, though.
First of all, what's your name?
Sorry. I don't want to be, like, filmed and stuff.
Too late.
I'm anonymous, number one. Anonymous guy.
Okay. Well, hello. Nice to meet you, anonymous guy.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, too.
Yeah, I believe in part of the essence of the Civil Rights Act went way too far, way too wide.
Oh, how did it go too far?
Well, for example, it created an entire civil rights leviathan that gave us affirmative action.
Civil rights leviathan? What do you mean?
Yeah, so if you can let me finish three words in.
Sorry.
It allowed the Department of Justice to go after people that have different...
And yeah, Cupcake, I can see that. I enjoy debate. I like listening to it. Was it Solar Mind Debate League? I don't know. I used to watch it. There's some debates I can't deal with, and there's not too much of it I can deal with in certain contexts. But it's always interesting hearing two people with different opinions about the world speak to each other. And I do feel like that's something that needs to happen for people to get understanding. So that's,
skin color, aka white people, and prevent them from getting jobs in college admissions.
You have a job.
I'm sorry?
You have a job.
No, you're right, I do. Right, but just until Trump came around, until the Supreme Court decision, thanks to the Civil Rights Act, if you have white skin color, it's much harder to get into a college than if someone has black skin color. Much harder. You have to get higher test scores. It's a much harder pool, largely thanks to the precedent set by the Civil Rights Act. Not to mention all the trans stuff that we're seeing. We're seeing men be able to win trophies and medals from women across the country, and they use the Civil Rights Act to justify it.
Okay, I think I see where you're coming from. So you think that it's harder for white people because black people they could have lower tech scores and get them?
It's not what I think. It's the fact.
That's what you're saying. Okay. All right. Well, I guess what I would say too. I think perhaps you're familiar with the term equity, right? Where different people have different circumstances,
it's
which
Marxism.
leads to different outcomes.
I reject.
Okay. Well, whether you reject it or not, I think it's a prescient concept in this argument. Because what you have to understand is that when for example, you're born in like a black neighborhood, you're born in like O Block or something, like a very, like a. Oh, you don't know what O Block is?
Oh my goodness! Why did he?
Well, if you're
you can tell he been sitting up listening to King Von all day long. That was the first place he thought of. That was the first place he thought.
You're born there. If you're born in a very poor area like that, with like very low economic opportunity, very, very poor schools, or very low ratings, where the average test score is much lower. When you're in that environment, you have the whole system up against you, right? So when you say in that kind of circumstance, when you're facing the whole, I guess, leviathan of systemic racism, so would you say that's sorry, let me just finish it. When you say it's fair to, for example, lower the standard because knowing that their circumstances were like that, perhaps based on what they had, what was presented to them, they had the correct amount of merit to get into a school.
Okay, so are you a student here? I'm guessing you are.
Oh, yeah, I'm a student here.
Are you a pretty good student?
Oh, yeah, I would say I'm a good student. I have a pretty high GPA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give your GPA to her because she's a woman of color, please?
Oh, well, you want me to give you a... Well, I mean, I can.
Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah, sure, yeah, sure.
You'd be good. You cool with that?
Yeah,
So,
I'm fine. Wait, you mean
I
like,
want you.
like tell her or like
no,
give it to her?
by force.
Like
So
we're swapping
so
it.
Let me tell you what I'm going to
Okay.
do. By force, white man.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to take your GPA. I'm going to give it to a woman of color.
Okay.
You're cool with that?
I mean, yeah, I can just work back up. Like, I mean,
there's no working
Hey,
back
bro,
up.
I can pull myself up by my bootstraps.
No,
What
there's
do
no
you mean?
working back up.
What do you mean you can't work back
you're
up? That's
only-
the whole point of conservatism,
no,
isn't it?
I'm gonna keep on taking it from you because that's equity,
yeah.
and you're cool with that.
What? But that's not.
This is equity in practice.
Equity isn't taking. Equity is applying the equal standard.
If you give, how do you get? You must take, and then you give.
Wait, what do you mean?
That which is given must first be taken.
Well, what's being taken?
Well, in this case, grades from you to grades
But
to her.
no one's taking my grades though. That's not what affirmative
it's
action
called.
is.
Well, hold on a
No
second.
one takes your grades.
Hold on a second. If you
Yeah,
only have
yeah,
so many,
oh.
you only have so many positions at University of South Florida to come in, right? There's a set number. Let's say it's 20,000 people, okay? And we're gonna say we're gonna lower the test standards so that somebody that's a woman of color can come in, and therefore it's harder for you. So it's a higher bar for you, lower bar for them. Definitionally, that's a redistribution of test scores to somebody else, just by the definition. And you're okay with that?
Well, I guess I would ask then, if we were to do what you're doing, I guess that's what's happening under Trump, right?
Well, no, it's actually been happening the last 40 years.
Okay, actually, yeah, whatever. Okay, so when you say that, if you do that, then, well, black people aren't going to get into school, and then they won't be able to uplift themselves, they won't be able to have prosperous families, they won't be able to, equalize the economic status, because you need to give them a little jump start. You know, you have a car, right?
How is that? How is that? Well, no, now I know who you are.
No, it's good.
But no, how has that worked the last 40 years? We've had robust affirmative action.
No.
We've had hiring practices. Has it made black America more successful?
I can answer that easily. It's because sorry. It's because sorry. What am I going for? Oh,
I don't know.
You're a funny guy. So what happened is, even after the Civil Rights Act, you know what I believe the term is massive resistance. It was a movement in after the Brown versus Board of Education in Virginia, where essentially the legislature, which was still white supremacist, which is still extremely racist.
So this is basically what what I first seen him doing. He continues to do, and this isn't. I don't even think this is his. The part about there's a woman of color there, and take her GPA. It's definitely it's off-putting. It's offset. It throws people off their equilibrium whenever it comes to just hearing some of this stuff. But for this and somebody to be doing this to drum up enough emotion to then do what they did. Now, I'm not saying I know exactly this is what caused it. No, I'm not.
Listen, man. I think in that particular situation, you're speaking of, when he asks, would you give your GPA to this black woman over here? Man, you don't even know what her GPA was, bro. Her GPA could have been higher than his, man. You know what I'm saying? So right there, okay, how you twist it, how you turn it, that was racist, bro. Because you looked at her, that's a black woman, her GPA is automatically lower than yours.
Yeah.
Now, you can't do that, bro. You cannot do that. That's one thing I did not like about this video. You sent it to me, like, oh,
yeah.
Okay. I see what type of person you are, bro.
Yeah, you definitely see it. And that video was uploaded yesterday. I think he's got 2 channels. He's co-owner of the Turning Point, which is some type of media foundation. And then he has his actual channel, Charlie Kirk, which is just simple as put, Charlie Kirk. I'll go back to it, far as it drumming up this much emotion. Is it logical for that can you fathom someone's talking point like this, drumming up that emotion for someone to do
It'll
this.
take one emotional individual who's really deep into our culture and politics and what's been going on over the last 400 years, which nobody's been around for 400 years, but you understand what I mean. But I
Yeah,
still don't understand somebody losing their life over what they believe. Now I spoke about the black leaders from back in the day. I think that was done to prevent a power change. That's why I believe that happened. They
yeah.
killed him because of his views. Did it make them angry, or do they feel it was going to lead to something more powerful? And I don't believe that's the case. I'm gonna rock with what you said. It's all over his fucking views. Nobody should die over their fucking views, bro.
Yeah, they say, like freedom of speech. You do have that freedom, and there is consequence from freedom of speech as well. As it sits now, I will repeat, we don't know exactly what, he could have stole 50,000 from his cousin, and that was his cousin. And you know,
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows at this point? But when all things lead to one road, you kind of put 1 and 2 together and get 3. And as early as this is, I'm pretty sure some things will come out. Maybe, maybe not. Um,
So yeah, we still don't know who done it, and I guess when Crucial sent this to us, he said it was a white guy, and I guess that was the wrong person. So we still
yeah,
don't know who did it. So
right. Um, okay, say Turning Point is a radical evangelical. I was like, I know that word. I just can't say it. Damn it. Based outlet. But and then D-Love say Turning Point showed their racist head. Yeah, and to me, the term radical evangelical, that don't add up. I feel like that's for you to be an evangelist. Well, let me stop, because they got televangelists, and that to me, that's radical. So, what D-Love say? It says
yeah,
the same thing.
he put, and I don't want to sound insensitive because we can go back to the guy who killed the owner of the insurance company. At first, everybody was up
Oh
in the
yeah,
roar that he got killed, but then they understand the situation that man was in with his mother, and you did your own research on it to find out the type of business he was running. It's like
United.
I can understand why he was pushed to this. And
You
is
talking
it
about
the what
Tim
was he?
Tim Tim Noel, CEO of United Healthcare. That was December 2024. Hold on, was that him? Oh no, Brian Thompson. Brian Thompson, CEO. I think the other person I said is current, but yeah, shot and
Yeah.
killed in Midtown in New York City. Brian Thompson. Yeah, that was yeah. Come to
So
find out later down the road, man, that his whatever family member had uh, some kind of ailment, and they denied coverage and all type of shit.
yeah. So I mean, I don't want to speak for anyone who who had a part in this man's demise. I don't know what type of mind state they was in. I don't know if they was on their last leg of dealing with the BS that he preached, or his views that he, you know, put out to the world to hear. Sometimes people just said I had enough. Like I said, I hadn't had a chance to know this guy until now. So
Timothy Timothy Saylor say ain't no black people in Utah, and that's an actual fact actually, because I'm looking it up now. It said the percentage of black population in Utah is approximately 1.4 to 2.1.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. 1% of Utah is black. So if you have a NBA team with 8 black people, hell, you got your 1% right now.
I can't with you.
I assume Cupcake said, our dealer said, Timothy Taylor, his own company. Yeah, more than likely it is that. And I'm trying to think, far as black people killing in this sense, you know, I don't, yeah, we hate the shit that he says, but even with all the, groups that are labeled radical, NFAC and, all these different groups and militarized black movements and all of this shit, I can't, I don't know. I don't see it, but you
No,
never know.
we try to protect ourselves. That's what they taught anyway. We don't go out and kill over somebody's views. I definitely agree with you on that. Now that's not something we're gonna do. Now maybe if you take somebody's life, yeah, we might come back and get you. We might just come back and get your ass. That's just what it is. But over your political views, nah.
You
I
sitting up at
don't
this
see us
tent,
doing
sitting
that.
up at this tent at Utah University. This didn't happen in Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Chicago, Illinois, California. This is Utah.
So let's just ask the question, because I think a lot of people feel like the shooter is white. Why did they do it?
Hey,
That's the question. If his views are mostly against us, and not saying his views are not against some of the white people that may be lower class, I don't know. But if most of his views are against us, why did somebody white kill him?
well, I think by proxy his views are against us.
Right.
It's just
I agree.
it's against us, but really he against anybody who, and I don't want to put the Nazi title, but the Nazis, they didn't care. It was white people who they was going at too. So I think just by proxy, anybody who's on that far left, mid left, any ideologies from the far left or mid left, he's striking down. One come all. I'm here for debate. Make me look dumb type of thing. I'm taking all challengers, That's his MO.
That's a bad situation to be in, bro. Bad situation to be in. Oh man. The key here, this is a Mormon country.
Mormon country. Yeah. That, they like to hide behind different state laws, behind these 501s and so
He loves to say black folks give him the middle finger and kept it pushing. Ain't nobody traveling to lay him down.
Hey, yeah. Basically, can I don't know if I've seen enough to can we classify? I see D Love used the red herring of hate speech. Can we classify it as hate speech?
No.
I don't,
No,
and
I don't think we can.
what we seen just now,
Yeah,
I would say no, but I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen all his videos, so I don't know if I want to give a defiant no, because I might have to type in Kirk hate speech compilation or some shit. You know how you type certain shit and you'll find all, this is what they was talking about. So I don't know if, far as hate speech, if I can put that jacket on them. It was leaning towards that, but like I said, I haven't seen enough. I'm ignorant to the full broad scope of what he talked about to be able to classify that, man.
Well, that one part in that video, that one part, and that was really the only video I seen when he was saying, give your grade to that color. What?
That color,
Who,
yeah.
who uses that term in the first place, bro? Who? You don't use
I
that
ain't gonna
term enough,
lie.
bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I but that's me though. Well, I usually say black folk though. I don't colored folk. It may have
We
slipped.
can deal with it. Give your grade to that young black lady. Use that term today. If you want to be more
Yeah.
political to African American, cool. We don't use colored, bro. We
Color.
don't use it, bro.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm here. Who's it? Cupcake. You know who I'm talking about. This the chick, and you probably do too. You seen the chick, the Adolph's chick. The light skinned chick with the buzz cut. She played for the same team as her own.
No, I don't know who you're talking about. I get what you're saying, but I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Cupcake. Who is D Love? You know too. D Love, the light skinned chick. I've used the Adolph. She's the Adolph, the number one front. Yeah, Yvette Carnell. That's who she is. I've heard her use that term, people of color. You know, and when I heard her say it, it didn't strike me any type of way. But it's one of them things where, you know, yeah, Yvette. She says it, but you know, coming from, you know, white people, I don't like white people to say people of color, because it reminds me of that fountain where you see colored only.
Right.
That's
Right.
it's like a direct distinction when I see it coming from certain people. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, because he even brought up in that same video, which we didn't get to it, but it was like, is it fair that there's a all black graduation at certain schools? So to me, that means if it's an all black graduation, that means it got to be an all white graduation as well, right? He said they
Well,
do
nah,
that at Harvard. I never fucking knew that, bro.
I've seen something. They'll have like they do the whole school will do one, and then they'll have like just the black folk. I think I've
That
heard
shouldn't
something
be done.
about that.
Shit.
And I think we organized that though. Like black people organized that shit.
I don't give
Like
a fuck.
as
That should be done. That's goofy to me. If it's an all black school, then yeah, that's gonna happen. But if it's no, man, them people fight too hard to go against dumb shit like that, bro.
well, it's one of them things, you know. Hey, D-Love say what if he didn't really feel like this and was running his mouth for the paper and attention? That's a possibility, but I don't know if you would have to really have something inside of you to do this and not really feel how you feel about it. Like you would really have to be motivated to get that money. And for that hustle, that boy had a strong hustle sense, D-Love. If that's what he was doing, that boy was hustling. And he hustled up on them millions of social media followers in a crazy way. But something about it tells me he really felt everything he said. If he didn't, I don't know.
No doubt, he did. You can't tell me this dude was up and sitting here trolling. Nah, you going too far with the fucking comedy now. Nah, hell nah.
He pushed a white male victimhood like they damn. Why is this shit in the way? He pushed the white male victimhood like they don't own the majority of the United States. And the crazy part, you say that is because in his looking over his channel, that's what and who's that? Brandon Tatum was the one on that specific video that I watched, that black victimhood. And he had Brandon Tatum up under the tent talking and, you know, conversing with people, debating them about the black victimhood mentality that's going on and things. So
yeah, I don't like that dude.
Yeah, Brandon Tatum, man. Yeah. Candace Owens is acting for the money. All these talking heads are gunning for the Fox News macrocosm of media.
People chase paper and attention with the soul. Yeah, people sell their soul for attention. Attention
passion.
is a drug, bro. I'm telling you.
Facts.
It's a fucking drug.
That's facts though. Anton Daniels. That name sounds familiar.
It does.
Anton Daniels and Charleston White talk about first video I see with him is with Charleston White, mentor, husband, father, advocate. Oh, that's his site, so that's why I say that. I'm like, oh, he sounds like a good person.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe.
Yeah. So, you only see what people put on social media, man. That, political influencer, you only see what's put on social media. I tend to think if, you talking about some times 5, what you see someone talking about, and times it by 5 more or less. And that's basically them, to an extent,
True. That's true. I can agree with
and
that.
I'm even, hey, you can say the same about me. I'm not gonna say exactly everything all the time on live stream. And boss, you go at me any kind of way about this. Sometimes things don't need to be said at certain times. And I realized that. Now, is that being fake? No, it's not being fake. It's just reading the room, understanding where I'm on, and understanding this is public information. Understanding that
I don't care. Me, I'm different. Who you see up here is who I am.
So if I feel like that, then this is not who I am. You're saying if it's 0.5 plus or minus what I'm saying could be the case, and not everything, but certain topics.
I know you.
Yeah.
And who you are on screen, it's not too far off. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
I can tell you that much. It ain't too far for who I know you to be off the screen.
Yeah.
But some things you just rather not speak on. Certain things you will not do a video on. You will not go live about certain things. I get it. Me personally, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I think if I had that mentality, boss, of you, then my channel, my personal channel would be crazy. Would be absolutely bonkers. So I feel like I have to filter. I have to, give more. It just depending on the topic, So, some of these comments, we probably gonna cut it at about an hour.
Yeah,
say about an hour. We good?
Yeah, that's cool.
Candace should have studied French history. Too late. Cupcake say.
Time for Trump to send the National Guard to Utah. Ain't they in Chicago right now?
Damn, they went from DC to Chicago. Now they going to Utah. Call the troops out. We got to figure this.
They ain't going to no Utah. How many times we hear anything like this happen in Utah? This is a one-off, man.
Yeah,
this is a one-off.
Facts. That's facts. Yeah.
How do you lay your head down comfortably after pushing hate? You truly feel like it's hate, huh, dude? I think we gonna have to do some more research on Buddy, bro.
Maybe some further research is done because there's been some things that have been said, and I'm starting to wonder. At the end of the day, call it hate speech, and then does it still, for the hate that someone has, is it just simple as eye for eye? He got what he had coming to him. Is it simple as that? Or
no, an eye for an eye. What happens to you gonna happen to me. He ain't kill no goddamn body, man.
So that means the eye for eye would be another podcaster with 1 million views spewing hate speech about him.
Yeah, going against his views.
Going against his views. So
going against his views, toe for goddamn toe. That's eye for an eye, goddamn it. Shit. You
Okay,
gotta kill that man. God damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Candace told Nick Fuentes that Black Americans commit crime, but Black Caribbeans don't commit. Candace, yeah, you can't listen to certain people. Yeah, she what was it? Beginning of this year, I think she crashed out. I think she got caught up in a lawsuit or something. She
I
said
don't like
something.
talking about Candace Owens' ass. She get on my fucking nerves.
I thought she had got caught up on some Tasha K shit. I think she got caught up on where someone was trying to almost some slanderous shit. I thought she had got caught up in a lawsuit. Yeah.
Well,
just to switch though, Tyler Perry, man. We
that's a whole other topic right there.
Okay. Man, hey, you sent me that video. That boy, he seemed convinced. Like he was in the camera with his eyes buck like, yes.
We might have a BBP, bro.
Okay. I'ma just say this, man. Actors, he's an actor. Let's just say that. You know.
No, you said it right.
How do you But my thing is, like, someone's a professional. Well, I don't know about professional. You know, Tyler Perry be making the B movies, but how do you, like? I don't think I could be in a relationship with a actress. Like, this is your profession to act and be convincing. How can you really trust this person?
That's a video.
That's a video. But yeah, man, we just want to come up here and chop it up. You know.
Yeah, man.
Condolences to the family of this man, young man, laid to rest, assassinated in front of what looked to be thousands of people.
Yes.
They all seen it. You know, we seen it. We didn't play it. We not gonna play it. But I seen it. His whole neck just, you seen it just, it just like it just snapped and it, man.
Yeah, I sent it to D-Love. I'm gonna send it to you, Nicky New. I ain't sent it to you. I'll send it to you. That ain't something you want nobody to see, bro. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're gonna get up out of here.
Man.
Yeah.
We'll be back again next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So y'all we'll get with y'all then. But until then, man, y'all be easy. We're gone. No outro, D-Love, so don't get crazy, all right?